Let's talk about what happens when sex becomes a source of silence. You're with someone you care about. You want to be close. But when it comes time to connect physically, something doesn't work. Your body doesn't respond, or you avoid intimacy altogether, and slowly, that space between you and your partner begins to widen. Not just physically, but emotionally. If you've been struggling with erectile dysfunction and you've noticed that it's starting to impact your relationship, this video is for you. We're not here to shame. We're not here to make this overly simple. We're here to unpack what happens when ED starts to create emotional distance in your relationship with your partner. My name is Mark Goldberg. I am a certified sex therapist and the founder of eiqmen.com, where we offer private one-on-one coaching, self-guided courses, and professional support for men facing challenges with sexual health performance and emotional connection. If you're watching this, you might already feel like you're walking on eggshells in your relationship. You're tired of the pressure, the guilt, and the feeling that you're letting someone down. You might be wondering how to fix this, or is this even fixable? And the truth is, ED is not just about what happens in the bedroom. It's about what happens in your heart, your nervous system, and your relationship. Here's the good news. You do not have to navigate this alone. Let's talk about how erectile dysfunction affects your relationship and what you can actually do about it. When erectile dysfunction shows up in a relationship, it doesn't just interrupt sex. It interrupts the connection. That's because sex, especially in long-term relationships, isn't just about pleasure. It's about intimacy, reassurance, connection, and emotional closeness. It's how many couples say, "I still want you. I still see you." So, when ED interrupts that, it can trigger more than just frustration. It can cause shame, insecurity, and even grief. You might feel like you're failing your partner. You might start pulling away, avoiding touch or affection, just to dodge the pressure of performance. And your partner, they may internalize this too, wondering if it's about them, maybe they're not attractive enough, or if the relationship is in trouble. That is the hidden toll of ED. It creates a silence that grows louder every day that it goes unspoken. When ED isn't spoken about, it quickly becomes a story that each partner writes alone. For a man struggling, the narrative might sound like, "I'm broken, I'm not good enough, she deserves better." For the partner, it might sound like, "He's not attracted to me, I must have done something wrong, we're drifting apart." Without communication, those stories grow stronger, and so does the distance between the two of you. Suddenly, you're not just avoiding sex, you're avoiding each other emotionally. You stop initiating. You stop reaching for your partner. You joke instead of saying what you actually feel. Or worse, you stop talking about it altogether and pretend it isn't happening. But intimacy doesn't die overnight. It erodes slowly in that silence. It is understandable to want to protect your partner from the discomfort of ED, but avoidance doesn't protect anyone. It isolates both of you. When you avoid conversations about what's going on, you also are avoiding the chance to be met with empathy, support, or even desire. You may think you're sparing your partner pain, but you're also keeping them at arm's length, and intimacy cannot thrive in that type of space. The truth is, ED does not have to ruin your relationship, but pretending it doesn't exist, that's what erodes trust and closeness. Naming what's happening might feel scary, but it's also the first step to healing. If you're struggling with ED and haven't talked to your partner about it clearly, chances are they've already noticed, and they've started making their own sense of it. Partners often personalize the lack of physical connection. They wonder if they've done something wrong. Perhaps they're no longer attractive in your eyes, if you're emotionally checked out, or maybe you're interested in somebody else. Even if they try to not take this personally, the lack of touch, sex, or closeness can feel like rejection. That's why clarity matters. Saying, "I'm having a hard time sexually, and I'm working through it," gives your partner context and understanding. It helps them stop writing painful stories inside of their head, and it invites them into the solution instead of locking them out of it. Here's what we see often. ED leads to a deep sense of shame. That shame leads to silence, and silence leads to avoidance. Avoidance causes emotional distance, and that emotional distance makes ED even worse. It's a painful loop, and the longer you stay in it, the harder it is to reconnect. Not just sexually, but emotionally. You start living in the same house, but not really in the same relationship. You miss each other, and yet neither of you knows how to say it out loud anymore. Breaking this loop doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in that emotional space between you. Sexual performance is deeply tied to emotional safety. When you feel safe, seen, and connected with your partner, your nervous system is able to relax. And a relaxed nervous system is the foundation for arousal. This is why emotional intimacy isn't just a nice-to-have type of thing. It is a vital part of a solution for ED in a long-term relationship. Creating emotional intimacy might look like having hard conversations, letting your partner see you, not as perfect, but as the human being that you are. It means making space for vulnerability, not just erections. And when your partner sees that you trust them enough to open up, that's where real intimacy begins to grow again. The moment you say, I want to talk about what's been going on between us, you've already taken back some of your power. You've interrupted that shame cycle. You've invited connection. You've said, I want to face this and not hide from it. That kind of honesty doesn't push partners away. It usually brings them closer. They may not have all the answers, and neither do you. But the willingness to be honest is what creates space for healing. And that space, that's what sex and connection need in order to return. If ED has been causing strain in your relationship, therapy should not just be a last resort. It is a powerful next step. Sex therapy, couples counseling, or coaching through us at EIQ Men can give you the tools to rebuild not just your sex life, but your emotional connection as well. You'll learn how to talk without shame, how to reconnect with your partner's touch, how to take the pressure off of performance and bring pleasure, safety, and communication back into the bedroom. You don't have to do this alone, and your relationship doesn't have to stay stuck exactly where it is right now. Erectile dysfunction doesn't just impact the body, it impacts that emotional and relational bond, but it doesn't have to break it. With honesty, courage, and support, you can stop letting silence do the talking. You can reconnect. You can rebuild intimacy. If you're ready to take that next step, visit us at eiqmed.com and schedule a confidential coaching session, or you can explore other resources because the connection is still possible. Intimacy is still within reach, and your healing starts here.